From 1953, Arrow Academy brings us a film entitled Hiroshima. It is a film I'd not heard of, but it's outstanding. I'll front load I try to save the opinions sometimes in these. I'm just going to front load it. This movie's really good. Not a happy film, not a smiling film. This was done, a handful of years after the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, and it basically tells the tale, stark black and white photography, using a lot of non-actors, which for me sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, but here it sells it in a big way. It tells the story of what happened in Hiroshima just before the bomb dropped and just after. So you see people going about their daily lives, and they're in the middle of a war, there's air raids, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and they don't hear this one coming. And then you just see the days, weeks, what happens in the city of Hiroshima after it's been leveled by an atomic bomb. It's a combination of documentary footage, not much, it's not a documentary, but they use documentary footage to show the actual immediate aftermath and the survivors, and it's not pretty in the least. And then you just see people trying to figure out, what the hell do we do? What just happened? How do we survive? How do you move forward from this? Sadly, echoes a lot of things we've seen in our recent history in this country, 9/11 and other things that have happened around the world with major disasters, man-made and malicious and otherwise. And it was very fascinating to me. It's history that I know, but it's not on the ground history that I'm familiar with. So it's very, very respectful, not exploitive at all, very gruesome at times, very human overall. And it's just normal people and kids and farmers and city folk trying to regroup after this happens and move forward. It's just a fascinating look into a time and place that nobody really wants to be, nobody really wants to revisit, but nobody should forget. And I just can't say enough about how well done this was, and how humbling it is to watch this and imagine what people survive through and comprehend the fact that they survived it. Not a lot to say beyond that on this film. The extras are few but interesting. There's a feature-length documentary called Hiroshima Nagasaki Download, which is a documentary interviewing survivors of those two atom bomb detonations in Japan who now live in the US. And there's also a 33-minute video essay from Jasper Sharp, who's done a lot of these Arrow Academy releases about Japanese film, talking about this film, the circumstances of its production, the people who made this film, and how it connects to history and other films in Japan dealing with the atomic detonation, Godzilla being one of them. But it's a pretty serious little talk about, it sets the context, which I love on these Arrow releases, because it's a film that I might have seen this box cover in the video store as a youth, but it was never anything I pursued seeing. There's also a short-ish interview with one of the actresses from the film now, looking back on that experience. So this is, dare I say, an important release. This is the kind of movie that people should see. If you're a World War II historian, if you're somebody who doesn't know much about World War II or that event or what an atomic bomb can do, it's certainly worth picking up. It's extremely well made. It's very low-key. It's the kind of movie I like in terms of mixing normal people, mixing non-actors with actors. It makes it feel all the more real. Sometimes non-actors can take me out of a movie and make something feel phony and hard to watch, but in this it really sells it. It really makes you feel like you're there, and were it not for the stylistic artistry that the filmmakers brought to this film, it would feel like a documentary many times. So this film is Hiroshima. It is available from Arrow Academy on Blu-ray now.